Salut. Any last words? Bonjour. You sullied my hands.
Alright, let's see this. I have my ult. See the soldier is right in front of me. I ult her. She's right in my line of sight. There is nothing between me and her. I wait until I'm fully locked on. I'm fully locked on. You can clearly see the skull. I fire my shot. The shot misses. The shot misses a sojourn that is right in front of me just because she's so fast. Nah, her movement's fine. Her movement's completely fine. I don't know why people are complaining.
Alright. So if you were fighting, you just look up. If I was trying to fight a Kiriko, I actually don't think I could headshot her from any direction. Wow. Okay, so I have to like really get behind you and shoot the back of your head from an angle. That's crazy. Holy fuck.
So usually I talk about what's wrong with people like person A or person B. Rarely do I make a video outside of that. I've not really expanded to the gaming scene. Not a lot of things get me like very worked up. However, there's a little game out there, probably one of the worst games out there to date for multiple reasons. Reasons that have only since expanded since the relaunch of, of the sham called Overwatch 2. Because let's be honest, it's not even a sequel. It's just Overwatch 1 with a couple tweaks. And not even good tweaks at that. So, well, cat's out the bag. I'm talking about Overwatch. One of the worst games with one of the worst communities with some of the worst mechanics. It's so bad. Multitude of reasons. Let's go off the dome and talk about it. So the biggest problem with this game, and I think for a lot of people, this is exactly where they want to go. They want to go into a competitive match. So they want to go into comp, right? The problem with this is it's flawed for so many reasons, right? Okay, number one reason why this whole thing is flawed is because even though Blizzard wants to say we are balancing this perfectly so that you get matched up with people of your own skill rank, that is complete and utter bullshit. That does not happen. In fact, most of the time when you solo, of course, because here's the thing, and another thing I hate about this, it kind of comes hand in hand. You need to become dependent on other people in a sense where you need to make a fucking group of competent people. See, if you go in solo, you really don't know what you're going to get. You're either going to get a pair of people that know what the fuck they're doing, or you're going to get a bunch of throwers or people that either don't give a fuck and are just aimlessly looking at the sky or saying, I don't know why I'm here. Well, you're in a fucking competitive game. You're right. There should be a test to allow you into a competitive match. I feel like if you don't know the basic fundamentals of how to counter another person, for example, if you don't know that there is a Winston, right? If there's a Winston that's constantly destroying your back line, like your supports and your DPS, and you just want to use Sojourn to look cool or something, or act cool or something, and you're using, like, I don't know, a soldier. I don't know, one of you guys aren't switching to Reaper. I feel like you shouldn't participate in comp at all, or at least the brackets for, who's allowed to participate with you are different. Like, we need a little bit of a separation here. We can't have the people that don't know how to counter a Winston interacting with the people that know how to counter a Winston, right? That's the problem. That's the overall problem. You play with a bunch of people who you don't even know if you're on the same page as. So there you go. I know you're gonna be like, well, then don't solo queue. I mean, sure, but remember I told you the dependency on other people. It's kind of annoying that you have to depend on other people, right? When Blizzard assures you that the tweaks are there and that you're gonna get matched up with people of your own skill, dude. No, you're really not. You are really not. It's really annoying, especially like if you've started this game from day one, right? You didn't know anything, you never cheesed anything, you never got boosted, anything of that sort. You're kind of stuck in a weird limbo where like you're a low rank, and Blizzard has even admitted that they're not competent when it comes to determining your rank well now in Overwatch 2. So what the fuck is actually happening? Like, there's no competence in this company at all. There's none whatsoever. It's complete incompetence. We haven't even gotten into the broken heroes and how they're constantly changing. They're trying to quote unquote balance everything out by either reworking, nerfing, buffing. It's worse than fucking League. It's so asinine. It's so bad. So you have a bad community, and the community, then the whole over the top SJW PC community aspect of Overwatch, another annoying thing, right? You can't even you can't trash talk now. You can't do any of that because you'll get recorded and reported. So there you go. There's that. I feel like I after today especially, I've completely lost the will to play this game, because I mean, some people, like, the people that are being shills and getting paid to play this shit, they'll tell you it's a great game or everything, but realistically speaking, here's a fun fact. It's not possible to carry with one person. I know that there's like this whole misconception that that's possible. It's not. The reason for that is because there's so many counters that all it takes is one competent person on the other team to make a switch, maybe two competent people on the other team to make a switch, right? And then even if you're playing and you're putting your all in, or you just have two other teammates on your team just scratching themselves and just looking at the air, not a care in the world, it's just bullshit, man. You legitimately need to depend on your team. It all comes down to who you're paired up with, and that's such a debilitating, demeaning feeling. You have to, and it's just the concepts with comp that makes it even worse. You have to stay through the whole thing. So the way comp works in Overwatch, I'm sure some of you guys know, but for those of you that don't, here's the way that comp works in Overwatch. Basically, there's an objective. You meet that objective, you do it. It's timed. You have to get it to point A to point C. So there are three stops in between. So there's a payload, or there's that new robot tug of war. See, I can't even fucking talk. It's so late. But this tug of war bullshit where you go from like one side of the map to the other, or holding a choke point for a set amount of time, and it's shit like that. But the point is, there are usually three of these, so you need to be on attack and then you have to be on defense. The problem with this is sometimes the unbalanced nature of this game shows so much, right, that you will get what you call steamrolled, or you will steamroll. Basically, a steamroll is when shit isn't balanced, Blizzard, and when you're just bullshitting a bunch of people saying that you balanced shit, but when you actually didn't. So you go ahead and get steamrolled. So it seems like there's a group of people that know how to play the game, and then there's a group of people that don't know how to fucking play the game, and that's what you call a steamroll. The problem is you can't even leave, right? Because it penalizes you or whatever. But at that point, you kind of just want to leave, because if you got steamrolled, why the fuck are you just like... Overwatch competitive will make you waste your time. Not only is it a really demeaning, demoralizing experience, but it'll legitimately make you feel like you're wasting your time at a point, right? Like the steamroll thing. Like, why do I have to stay another 3 fucking minutes to try to get objective A, even though I know, judging by how our performance was, that we won't even get to objective C, right? Then there's no point. You're wasting time. You're delaying. I'm sorry, I'm just stumbling all over the place. You're delaying the inevitable. The inevitable is that you've just wasted a good chunk of time doing this bullshit, right? And another thing, I haven't gotten to the queue times, which that factors into it too. So I mean, if you like having your time wasted to only pair up with a bunch of incompetent players that don't give a shit about the game, because that's another thing people don't want to take into account, especially fucking Blizzard. I'm putting all this on Blizzard because Blizzard lies to everybody all the fucking time. They want to assure you that everything is balanced when it's clearly fucking not. Like, they have the balls to fucking tell us, oh, everything got balanced, guys. We put a new patch there. We'll put you in with people that work with you and work like you. No, it's fucking bullshit, dude. There needs to be extreme separation between certain players and how they play and whether or not there needs to be two pools, one for casuals and the other one for people that are actually gonna fucking try, because that's another thing. You don't know if the people playing competitive are just there for tee-hee fun, or if they're like literally, oh, I want to fucking win this game because I like winning and I'm a competitive person. Like, that's another thing, right? You would think that in a competitive ranked game you would want to be competitive, but you have no idea how many of these jackoffs actually show up and they're like, tee-hee-hee, I don't know why I'm here, tee-hee-hee, I'm just here to have a good time, I'm not actually here to counter you, I just want to look cool in my new Sojourn skin, or I want to carry with Sojourn in my imaginary little head or whatever, because mom and dad told me I'm a special kid. Like, what the fuck, man? I hate this game. I hate every aspect of it, right? And I've been using it for gameplay, and you know what? If you have a decent team, right, that plays decently, right, and then that I can see it being fun. Until you realize that to win a match you need to rely on a meta with broken characters, which that's the next thing that fucking sucks. We haven't even gotten to the pay to win shit, right? We haven't even gotten to the battle pass or anything. But yeah, the broken fucking characters in this shit, that the patches, the tweaks that constantly make you choose the meta. And then that factors in to the people that are playing comp with you too, because they're like, oh, they nerfed my, I don't know, McCree, and I'm only good at McCree, and suddenly you're not so good because you've one-tricked yourself. So then you have to play another fucking character. Let's say you're usually playing like Genji. They nerfed Genji. Now you're reduced to having to play the meta of Sojourn. So now you have to learn Sojourn. The problem with that is you learn Sojourn on your own time. You don't learn them in your actual competitive fucking matches where you're basically throwing, right, for another person that's actually trying, right? You don't know the intent of the people going into this match. You don't trust them. There's no way to trust them. There's no way to vet them. So you'll go in with the desire to win, and maybe you have 2 jackoffs on that team that don't even give a fuck, or just doing this for tee-hee fun or something. Maybe some of them are even throwing. I don't know. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. So I hate this game so much. It is really the worst type of game ever. I can't even say whether or not I think League is as bad as this. I don't know. I've been thinking of using a new account and just starting over fresh there. The thing is, I played this old Overwatch account. I transferred it over from Overwatch 1 when I was just learning how to use a keyboard and mouse, right? So maybe that has to factor into your placements and shit. All I know is I fucking placed rather low, increased pretty high, like that overnight, and then it just became stagnation because it was every fucking time it's somebody that, like I mentioned, previous scenario, you have a fucking Winston killing your entire team, right? Nobody wants to switch. Nobody wants to go Reaper for some reason. They just want to keep dying over and over and over again. And now you're probably thinking, hey, Sen, why don't you just go Hog, or why don't you just go Diva, and you try to get that nasty old fucking monkey so he doesn't mess up your teammates. Well, the problem with that is there are 4 other fucking teammates, 4 people trying to help out the monkey, and guess what? You know, in these steamroll matches, they're super balanced, paths. Super balanced, guys, that Blizzard assures you that they have. For some reason, those other 4 competent players on the other team are constantly targeting your ass to the point where you can't even fucking do anything. So, yeah, again, carry potential. Oh, there's so carry potential. Not if there are 5 fucking competent people on the other team. You're the only competent one on your team. Now, you're probably going to think, oh, that's extremely egotistical of you. No, it's not. When there are legitimate people on your team dying over and over and over again, laughably so, to the point where you think they're throwing because they don't want to switch, they just want to keep dying, you're going to... It's not hard to realize you're the only one putting in work. And then by the time that you put in all that work, you realize it's for nothing because you're just going to lose the match because your team doesn't want to switch. They don't want to do any counters. They just want to die over and over and over again because tee-hee, they don't like winning. I guess they're losers in real life. I don't know. But you get what I mean with the with the dependency, right? You got to depend on other people, randoms at that. So it's really the luck of the draw, really, because not even Overwatch can tell you how this whole MR shit and the SR bullshit works, because it's just the roll of the dice. It's just purely luck based. It's luck based, and then whether or not you're competent enough to actually play the game. There's so many people that I can't tell you enough that aren't actually good, but based on the people they get matched with, based on the team that they've hooked themselves to, right? I'm sure you've seen some of the memes there. Top 500 Lucio gameplay. Lucio's just standing on the objective while everybody else is just destroying everything. Yeah, it's not a fucking joke. Have you seen some of the videos? Some of the videos out there of Overwatch 2, and I'm not talking about the ones exposing them for basically scamming their new fucking their demographic, their fans or everything, right? Because Overwatch 2 is really it's just a fucking scam at the end of the day, right? From the new heroes that you have to pay to access, you know, to the new cosmetics that you once cost like literally nothing to now costing $25 US. Like, you're gonna tell me that Overwatch isn't a shallow fucking scam? You're gonna tell me that Overwatch isn't the biggest fucking pile of shit you've ever laid your eyes on? Overwatch 2 is legitimately all this shit. It's got a bad community. It's got bad mechanics. It's highly unenjoyable when you realize the dependency factor in these competitive games, right? Until Blizzard, or whatever, the Overwatch team decide to split up the people that just like to jack around and tee-hee, look at the funny animations and have fun, and the people that actually like winning a fucking competitive ranked match, it's just going to be the same shit over and over again. So you might as well not even take pride in being a good Overwatch player, because you're not special, you just get competent people on your team, right? So that's all I got for this video. That's really all the fucking facts there is to Overwatch. Don't fall for the propaganda or the bullshit where they're telling you, we assure you here at Blizzard, you know, the place where our employees were sexually assaulted, we assure you that we're not lying to you when we say that everything is being balanced and you're definitely getting paired with people of your skill rank. Don't ever believe Blizzard. Blizzard are full of shit. They're fucking liars. The Overwatch team are full of shit, and they're fucking liars. Yeah, just don't fucking believe them. It's a pile of fucking shit. A terrible fucking game. Go play COD instead. And yeah, never again. Never again. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.